Hello, and welcome to the fifth episode of Quizzing with the Members. Before we start the episode, just want to say thanks to all of you for giving so much love to this series of Quizzing with the Members. The idea of quizzing was always to go beyond comedians and actors and directors and writers and to take it directly to you guys. And our members have been very kind who have taken time out to quiz with us. And this has been great so far, and we'll keep doing a lot more of these. So if you're a member, if you're an exhaustive member of this channel, you are eligible for this. So on our YouTube community, we keep posting about the next quiz where you can show your interest, and then we randomly select 3 people, because the 4th contestant is usually the contestant who won the last episode, and the 3 challengers, so to speak, come on board, and then we have a quiz which we're going to have now. So let me introduce the 4 contestants for today. The first contestant has been with us earlier, so you guys all know him. So no need to introduce him. Give it up for Abhishek Vats.
Hi, Girish.
Hi, Abhishek. Welcome back. Time to take the throne now. What do you think?
Big fan of Pavan, first of all. Hopefully, let's see.
So am I. Yeah, this the only reason I'm carrying this Levi's t-shirt on a vacation for this quiz is because I want to promote our good friend Pavan's brand. Okay, our next contestant is a debutant on Quizzing with the Comedians, and he is an astrophysicist waiting for a PhD. All the best with that. And moonlights as a bartender is what we hear. And loves his wine, loves his Kindle, loves sci-fi, fantasy, has been into K-pop and K-drama of late. Give it up for Girish.
Hello.
Hi, Girish. Where are you based at? Like, where are you from?
So I was born in Chennai, brought up in Bombay. My parents are now currently in Chennai. I'm in Goa.
Oh, wow. Amazing. If someone says, are you a beach person or you mountain person? Always beach person. Chennai to Goa and Bombay in the middle.
Always.
Okay. All the best, Girish. We'll have fun.
Thank you.
From Girish, we now come to the defending champion who works at Levi's. We all know him, and I'm literally promoting him right now. Give it up for Pavan.
How are
Pavan,
you?
I'm doing your bit, brother.
Going to be 2 today.
Pavan, how does it feel like winning 2 games back to back, getting love from like YouTube comments and your fellow contestants like Abhishek? Does it feel good? Like, does it give you?
It's great. It's great. Thank you. It's been
In fact, some of the comments that were sent to me by our team were said that we should have an actual game with you and Shax and Rohan and Kanan and Biswa. Would you want that in the future?
Maybe, but I'm intimidated by those guys, to be honest.
We'll see. We'll figure out a way to do that sometime in the future. But all the best, Pavan. We'll have another nice, fun session of quizzing very soon. Okay. Now we come to our last contestant, which is who is an electrical engineer and a formal management consultant, and is in UAE right now for the last 8 years. Works in fintech, and he also loves New York Times daily crosswords and also loves Rajma Chawal. That's also very important. Give it up for Pranav Mehta. Pranav.
Hi, KV. How are you?
Hi, Pranav. Hello, fellow Rajma Chawal enthusiast. What's up? Where are you in UAE?
I'm in Abu Dhabi right now.
You're in Abu Dhabi. Okay.
Yep.
Are you also a fan of Pavan here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I've been watching the the Amitabh Bachchan 7 crore meme, so I can manifest a victory today. So, all the very best.
Okay. Pavan, no pressure. Huh? No pressure.
Yeah. Can I just say, like, really nice to meet another New York Times crossword enthusiast, Pranav. I am on like day 1200 or something of a streak right now.
All right.
So,
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Without further ado, let's begin. You guys all know the drill, so we'll begin now. All the best to Abhishek, Girish, Pavan, Pranav. Let's begin quizzing. Let's all have fun together. First question to Abhishek. Abhishek, as part of their hashtag Go Safe Outside movement, Hammam introduced waterproof saris to address the issue of unsolicited attention and promote women's right to be treated respectfully at mass gatherings. During the X in 2019, Hammam sponsored exclusive changing rooms for women and distributed 5,000 of these saris which were specifically designed by applying a double coating on a polyester blend fabric. This made the saris aquaphobic or hydrophobic, or basically waterphobic, and protected women from unwanted attention while preserving their traditional attire. The distribution strategically took place on key dates when the crowd was larger, providing an opportunity for Hammam's on-ground teams to raise awareness about the saris and the movement. What are we talking about? What is X?
I'm thinking on the lines of a festival or a religious occasion. I'm not sure if it was that year, but Kumbh.
Kumbh Mela, yes. Great start to the quiz. 10 points there to Abhishek. We are talking about Kumbh Mela. Okay. Now we come to Girish, and we talked about New York Times crossword 2 months. This is an 80 question. This is for Girish. Okay. Girish, this is your direct. X, so X is a word, comes from a noun from the early 16th century that first referred to an ornamental object or trinket, and later to an eccentric impulse or interest. The noun is among a class of words known as reduplications, or words that are formed by repeating a word, as in go, or by adding to a word that sounds very similar to it, as in dilly-dally. Now, current use of X, most common usage of the word, is as an adjective, not necessarily as a noun, which literally means playfully, quaint, or fanciful, especially in an appealing and amusing way. Okay, what adjective do you think we are talking about? Okay, so we are looking at a one-word answer, which is an adjective, literally means playfully, quaint, or fanciful in an appealing and amusing way. And then there is the origin of the word.
So it's just one word, unlike like dilly-dally that you mentioned before. It's not two words that sound the same, or is it just one word?
It's just a one word. The 80 comes from two words, like a dilly-dally.
Okay.
The answer we are looking for is one word answer.
This really is easier when you're watching to other people on YouTube.
We have heard that before.
Nothing's coming to me right now, so I think I should just pass.
Okay, going to Pavan.
I have two in my mind. Is it dandy?
No. Passing to Pranav.
Is it mishmash?
Not mishmash. Passing to Abhishek.
Pass.
Okay, cool. We'll give a hint. Start again with Girish, and since you all are crossword fans, the first hint I would love to give is the first letter. The adjective starts with W. Okay, W for war. And let me know if you guys need more hint, or else we'll take a round with an adjective starting with W, which means playful or fanciful, especially in an appealing and amusing way. And also there is a big hint in the first row which says eccentric impulse or interest. Okay, so sometimes you do things which are impulsive. Okay, what adjective do you think, like it was a decision which was impulsive, can also be an adjective that starts with W? Is that okay?
I wouldn't mind another hint.
Anyone wants to block
I
anything?
would guess.
Sure. Yes. Perfect. So we'll start with this hint whenever Girish is ready.
Yeah, nothing's coming to me, so I'm just going to probably guess wicked. It's weird, sorry, which is probably wrong.
Not wicked. Going to Pavan.
Is it wacky?
Not wacky. Going to Pranav.
Whimsical?
Whimsical. Yes. That is correct. We are talking about the word whimsical, and it comes actually from Wim Wham. Okay, like dilly-dally and go, Wim Wham. Whimsical. Okay, so Pranav gets 7 for this. Became a 5-pointer. When passed to Pavan, it became 6. When it passed to Pranav, it became 7. So Pranav gets 7 for this, which means the next direct will be to Abhishek. Abhishek, another sort of an 80 question. Okay, I need one word answer from you guys. So Abhishek, your direct. Things described as X have a bite to them. It comes from a Latin verb meaning to prick or sting. Some early uses of the word described things that literally pricked, and the word is still used in this sense in the biological sciences. Most often, it is used to refer to flavors and scents that don't actually pierce or poke us, like not literally, but result in similar sensations. The word is also frequently applied to verbal prickings, in which sharp and incisive language brings a biting quality to satires, critiques, and the like. What's the word we are looking for?
I think I should start doing crosswords now. Piercing?
Not piercing, going to Girish.
Oh, it's me. Is it sarcastic?
Not sarcastic, going to Pavan.
I don't think the crosswords are helping.
Yeah.
So, is it barb?
No, going to Pranav.
Is it caustic?
Not caustic, but good guess. Okay, we'll start again with Abhishek. So the reason I said caustic is a good guess because you might have heard this word a lot in your chemistry labs. Okay, in your chemistry labs, think of chemistry labs and then read the second para, which is used to refer to flavors and scents that don't actually pierce or poke us, but result in similar sensations. Sorry, Abhishek.
Pungent?
Pungent, yes, that is correct. We are talking about pungent smell or pungent feeling, pungent. Okay. 5 points there to Abhishek.
That was the first guess, but I wasn't able to associate prickly somehow.
Yeah. Okay, now we go to Girish for the next direct. Girish, in the late 1800s, a woman named Mary Edwards Walker made history as the first female X in the United States. Not only did she break gender barriers in the field, but she also played a significant role during the American Civil War. Walker served as a X for the Union Army. Her dedication and skill earned her the Congressional Medal of Honor, making her the only woman to receive such an honor to this day. However, in 1917, the US government revoked the medals of several female recipients, including Walker, leading to a lifelong battle to reinstate her award. Finally, in 1977, she was posthumously reinstated and recognized for her remarkable achievements. Just tell me, what is X? What was her occupation? What was she the first female X in the United States?
Was she the first female army doctor? Army surgeon?
Yes, I'll give it to you. Yes. Surgeon was the specific answer I was looking for, but doctor, surgeon, all of these were acceptable. Girish gets 10 points. She was the first female surgeon in the US, and then they revoked. It's a wonderful story, and I would recommend you guys check it out. They revoked a lot of recipients, almost 700 recipients later, and then it was reinstated later. So, yeah. Okay. Girish gets his first points on board, and we go to Pavan with the next direct, question number 5. Pavan, X, the second wife of King Henry VIII, was known for her captivating beauty and influential role in English history. However, her fate took a tragic turn. On May 19, 1536, X was executed at the Tower of London on charges of adultery, treason, and incest. Her alleged lovers were also put to death. The beheading was carried out by a swordsman from France, and X faced her death with immense courage, remaining composed until the end. Her story, till date, even almost after 500 years, continues to fascinate and intrigue historians, writers, and filmmakers alike, leaving a lasting imprint on the legacy of the Tudor dynasty. Who are we talking about?
I had like 6 or 7 wives. So is this Anne Boleyn?
Yes, it is Anne Boleyn. 10 points there to Pavan. It is Anne Boleyn, one of the most fascinating characters from world history. It is Anne Boleyn, and there are a number of movies and books and etc. written about her. 10 points here to Pavan. And I go to Pranav for another 80, but this time closer home. Okay. Pranav, this is your direct. Shell money was once commonly used in many parts of the world, usually consisting of whole or partial seashells. The X shells were most widely used as this currency. The X's are most abundantly found in the Indian Ocean, the Pacific, and various parts of the African coast. This money was important in the trade networks of Africa, South Asia, and East Asia. The currency was used as a means of exchange in India since ancient times up to around 1830 and was very popular in Bengal and Odisha. 1 rupee was roughly equal to 2560 X's. Now, where you would have likely heard this term is a very popular Hindi term, has its origin in this unit of currency and has been widely used in Bollywood dialogues. Okay, what term are we talking about? What's the funda? Put funda.
This attorney.
Not attorney. Going to Abhishek.
Not sure of the funda, but Bollywood dialogues. Anna.
Anna, not Anna. Going to Girish.
Ooh. For some reason, I'm thinking of Supari.
Is that your guess? Supari?
That's my guess.
Okay, not Supari. Going to Pavan.
It's Kaudi.
Yes.
Kaudi milegi.
Yes. And Pavan is so happy he got this because the moment the question came, he knew the answer. And he waited for me to finish and 3 people to pass for finally this question to come to him. And it is Kauri that became Kaudi, and the Hindi term, of course, Puti Kaudi, and similar dialogues where like, Do Kaudi ko kaat nahi hai, Puti Kaudi nahi dunga, etc., etc. So Kaudi comes from here. Kaudi is like the literal origin is here. Great stuff from Pavan. Pavan gets 13 on this. And we go to Pranav for the next direct. Pranav, in 1981, X experienced a peculiar event known as the X-Bank heist. Roberto Calvi, chairman of Italy's largest private bank with ties to X, was found hanging under Blackfriars Bridge in London. The incident raised suspicions of foul play and financial corruption. Investigations revealed a web of intricate connections between the X-Bank, Italian mafia, and secretive organizations. Dubbed Dash's banker, Calvi was involved in illicit financial transactions and the collapse of Banco Ambrosiano, which had close ties to X. The investigation unraveled an intricate plot involving money laundering, political intrigue, and the mysterious death of Calvi. It captivated the world, shrouding X in controversy and shedding light on the murky world of X finances. What is X? Aryan?
Is X the name of a bank? Is that something you can tell me? Or it's a practice?
Not a practice.
Okay. Pass.
Okay, passing to Abhishek.
Not sure. I think the reason for the downfall was something else, but Bearing Bank.
Sorry? Bearing.
No.
Oh, no. Okay, no. Passing to Girish.
It's going to be a weird guess, but is it cheese by any chance?
No. Passing to Pavan.
I think it's Vatican Bank and Pope's Bank.
Yeah. What Vatican was the only word I was looking for. Talking about something that's otherwise known as Institute for the Works of Religion. But we're talking about Vatican Bank, and there were big clues like Italy and mafia, and he was known as God's banker. That was the blank. Okay, so God's banker was found hanging under a bridge in London. We're talking about the Vatican. Superb stuff by Pavan. It is Vatican. And we come to Pranav now. Again, Pranav, this is your direct. The Bahua, also now known as the 8 trigrams, is a fundamental concept in ancient Chinese philosophy and cosmology, particularly in Taoism and Feng Shui. It is a system of 8 symbols that represent the fundamental principles or forces of the universe. Each trigram consists of 3 lines either solid or broken, which can be combined to form a set of unique combinations. 4 of these 8 trigrams can be seen on a particular flag. Which flag are we talking about? So think of what we are talking about, the kind of pattern, and where would you have seen these trigrams? 4 trigrams to be specific.
Is this the flag of Georgia?
Flag of Georgia?
Yeah.
No, passing to Abhishek.
Confused between 2. Vietnam?
Flag of Vietnam? No, passing to Girish.
Is this the flag of South Korea?
Yes, it is the flag of South Korea. Pavan was again waiting very patiently, but it is the flag of
My
South
nights of
Korea.
binging K-drama has finally come to fruition.
It is now, you can see those 4. Those are the 4 trigrams. Okay, so 12 points there to Girish. And that brings us to the end of the first half. That was fast as expected. All of you are on scoreboard. That is great. Pavan is leading, of course, but everyone else has very solid points on the scoreboard. So we'll just take a quick look at the score. If you guys are tracking score, we'll just confirm as well. Abhishek with 10 for Kumbh Mela and 5 for Pungent is on 15 points right now. Girish with 12 for South Korea and 10 for Surgeon is ahead, little bit ahead of Abhishek with 22. Pavan, as we said, is leading with Kaudi 13, the Vatican 13, and 10 for Anne Boleyn. So 36 there for Pavan. And Pranav has 7 on Whimsical, right? Okay, all good with scores? Okay, cool. So right now, Pavan leading with 36, followed by Girish with 22, followed by Abhishek with 15, followed by Pranav with 7. We'll start the second round now, second half, where the order will be Pranav, Pavan, Girish, Abhishek. Okay, let's start. Pranav is the order, right? The X factor refers to the psychological or emotional response of disgust that people may experience when encountering certain situations, objects, or concepts. The term was initially featured in the American Newsweek magazine in 1979. During the 1990s, the term became more specific, describing a sudden feeling of repulsion that one may feel towards a potential romantic partner. It can be anything from smelling bad or being rude towards a waiter, to clapping when an airplane lands, or even referring to their football team as we. Both the popular sitcom Friends and the show Sex and the City had episodes with this phrase in their titles. What is the phrase? The dash factor.
Is it the ick factor?
The ick factor. Yes, great start to the second half. The ick factor. 10 points there to Pranav. And this is a screen grab from the episode, the one with the ick factor. Okay, now we come to Pavan. Pavan, according to a certain story, X expressed concern about his character being punched more than Y's character. He proposed counting the punches each of their characters were landing to maintain a balanced portrayal. However, his suggestion was rejected but led to the development of the equal pain clause. This clause ensures that none of the big names, namely X, Y, and Z, come out of fights in this franchise looking like they have been beaten up more than the others. Tell me the 3 actors. Clarifying that 3 actors I need, and there's no need to be specific that this is X, this is Y, this is Z. Just 3 actor names.
Can I ask a clarifying question? Like the 3 actors were in the same movie together or different movies of the same franchise?
There might be combinations of the actors in the same movie, but they've all prominently featured in a certain franchise.
Okay. Not sure, so I will go with Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan. I give up.
Okay, going to Girish.
Is this by any chance Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, and Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Perfect. All 3 correct. Amazing. Thank you for doing that. So I didn't have to split points between people. Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, Dwayne Johnson. Perfect. Well done. 11 points there to Girish. It is, of course, the fast franchisee. Okay, 11 points there to Girish, which means the next direct will now come to Abhishek. Abhishek, X was a Roman settlement named Divio, located on the road between Lyon and Paris. The province was home to the Dukes of Burgundy from the early 11th until the late 15th century, and it became a place of tremendous wealth and power, one of the great European centers of art, learning, and science. But apart from all this, X was the center of wine making. Okay, so wine is something that was made amongst other places. X was the center of wine making in the Middle Ages and was granted exclusive rights in France in the 17th century. In the 17th century, only X is where Y would be made. XY, so I'm looking at a two-word answer, originated here in 1856 when Jean Aron substituted verjuice, the acidic green juice of not quite ripe grapes, for vinegar in the traditional Y recipe. The main ingredients of the modern condiment are brown seeds called Brassica junci and a mixture of white wine, vinegar, water, and salt designed to imitate the original verjuice. What is the two-word term that we are looking at?
Is one of these like it's champagne?
Not the champagne funda. Going to Pranav.
Is X Bordeaux?
Not Bordeaux. Going to Pavan.
It's Dijon mustard.
Yes, that is correct. We are talking about Dijon mustard. Okay, well done. Dijon and mustard, XY. They were the center of mustard making back in the day. Okay, this was Abhishek's direct. So Pavan gets 12 for this. And which means next direct will be to Girish with another 80 question, probably the third and last 80 question of this quiz. Girish, this is your direct. Legally speaking, X refers to the gruesome crime of deliberately causing an injury that permanently disfigures another. It derives via Middle English from the Anglo-French verb meaning to maim and is probably of Germanic origin. The disfigurement sense of X first appeared in English in the 15th century. The term wreaker of X or wrecker of X was originally used for a person going on a rampage in a glorified setting of a just war. Okay. By the 19th century, the word had come to mean any kind of violent behavior. These days, X is commonly used to suggest any kind of chaos or disorder. What's the word that we are talking about? One word answer.
Is this misdemeanor?
Not misdemeanor. Going to Abhishek.
Ruckus?
Not ruckus. Going to Pranav.
Pass.
Okay, passing to Pavan.
Is it havoc?
Not havoc, but good guess. Wreaker of havoc, wreaked a havoc. Okay, we'll start with Girish again. So the hint is again like classic crossword hint. The word starts with M. M for main.
The only other legal term that starts with M that I know is manslaughter.
No, not manslaughter. Going to Abhishek.
Mayhem?
Mayhem. Yeah, to maim. That was a big clue. Comes from Anglo-French verb meaning to maim, and hence the word is mayhem. Okay. Okay, 6 points there to Abhishek. Abhishek, this proves you don't have to do crossword to crack mayhem, and you've already cracked 2 of these already, pungent and mayhem, so it's okay. Okay, 6 points there to Abhishek, which means the next there will be to Pranav. Pranav, originally the plan was to assign a unique number to the X viewer, like X followed by a number. But the team wanted to create a more human approach. During a brainstorming session, the idea of X animals emerged due to its alliteration, and the design team then joined in to develop the corresponding icons. The creatures were initially typical animals, but over time, the list expanded to include more playful, mythical, and non-animal creatures. These included capybara, the world's largest rodent, axolotl, a baby-faced salamander, Nyan cat, which was a popular 2011 meme, and the kraken, a legendary sea monster. As time went on, the engineers became even more creative and started including endangered and extinct species like the quagga, a relative of the zebra that became extinct almost 150 years ago. The list is said to contain over 70 different creatures now. Which list are we talking about? What are we talking about right now?
I'm sorry, when you say ex-viewer, what does that mean? Someone viewing X?
Something. Someone viewing something, and they were initially said to be called something dash viewer. And then they thought we'll name them dash animals, and that caught on. So now something to do with viewing also is associated with these sorts of different kind of animals.
Oh, advice animals?
Sorry?
Advice animals?
No, going to Pavan.
How much time do I have? I'm going to pass this.
Okay, passing to Girish.
Oh. Is it just a wild guess based on it being alliterative? Is it Adobe?
No, going to Abhishek.
It's the animals you the accounts viewing the Doodle or something like that.
Yeah, Google is the only word I was waiting for. This is whenever you work on a shared sheet like a Google Sheet or Google Docs, etc., you would always see the other users as other animals. You know, if you've ever done this, anonymous animals used by Google in Google Drive suite across. So this is where the list comes from. The alliterative funda was basically anonymous. So it's basically anonymous animals. It was initially supposed to be anonymous viewers. And then these are the kind of animals you would see when you work with someone on a Google Sheet or Google Slide, or etc. etc.
Corporate.
Yes, well done. Okay, it was Pranav's direct. So 13 points to Abhishek. It is the Google Drive funda. Okay, now we'll come to Pranav for the next direct. Pranav, one of the rare, very direct question from this episode. Just look at this perfume brand and tell me what would be the smell of this perfume. Identify the smell of this perfume. So visual question for you, Pranav.
Gasoline?
Yes, that is correct. 10 points there to Pranav. It is gasoline / petrol. Pranav gets 10 points. This is actually launched by Ford, and that horse that you see comes from Ford Mustang. So it was launched by them. And the answer is petrol or gasoline. Okay, 10 points there to Pranav. Last two questions. This is Pavan's direct. Pavan, in 1972, photojournalist Eddie Adams captured one of the most iconic images of X. Adams was covering X when he witnessed an officer execute a captured suspect on the streets of Y. So Y is a city. Adams quickly snapped a photograph of the chilling moment, which became known as Y execution. The image won Adams the Pulitzer Prize for spot news photography in 1973, bringing worldwide attention to what he was covering, X. However, the story didn't end there. Years later, Adams met the officer in the photograph and discovered that the act had haunted him throughout his life. What are we talking about? What was he covering, and what is the city in the dash execution?
So I have to, Y is the city, and X is the country that I need to name, or that I need to name?
If you guess the country also, you would know what we are talking about. So basically, it's a photojournalist who was covering something. So it's, without giving out much clue, the closest word would be an event / a happening that he was covering.
My guess is this is during the Vietnam War, and this was an execution on the streets of Saigon.
Perfect. That's all I was looking for. X is Vietnam War, and this is the famous / infamous Saigon execution. Okay, this is Vietnam War, And this is the iconic photograph from which brought a lot of attention all over the world toward the happenings in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. So Vietnam War and Saigon. Perfect. Which brings us to Girish. Girish, we all now go back to college with some chemistry here. During the Second World War, a small Norwegian village played a significant role in disrupting Nazi Germany's atomic bomb ambitions. In 1943, a team of Norwegian resistance fighters sabotaged the North Dash plant in Vemok, which was producing something, X, a vital ingredient for Germany's atomic research. Led by Joachim Ronberg, the team parachuted onto a nearby mountain and trekked through harsh winter conditions to reach their target. They successfully infiltrated the heavily guarded facility, planted explosives, and escaped just before the bombs detonated. The sabotage delayed Germany's atomic program and demonstrated the bravery and resourcefulness of the Norwegian resistance. The mission later inspired the Hollywood movie The Heroes of Telemark, immortalizing this remarkable act of defiance. What is X? What was the plant producing and whatever? Very contextual in the month that Oppenheimer is releasing. So yeah, just indirectly promoting.
I have two guesses.
Yes, go for it.
Is X TNT, trinitrotoluene?
No, passing to Abhishek.
I think just going by the less, I have two options, just going by the less significant one, I think graphite.
Not graphite, good guess. Going to Pranav.
Petroleum jelly?
Not petroleum jelly. Going to Pavan.
Is it the obvious one, uranium?
Not uranium. Okay, we'll take a quick round starting from Girish. Okay, so the hint is it was North Hydro plant. Hydro is the word we removed from the question. So it's a North Hydro plant. So what do you think was the vital ingredient that they sort of, yeah.
I think the other, which was my second guess. Is it hard water? Heavy water?
Heavy water. Yes. That's all we were looking for. You said hard water, no? That's okay. It is
Yeah,
heavy.
first I said hard water.
That's all. Hard water to boil करके पीना पड़ता है. Heavy water is correct. 5 points there to Girish, and that brings an end to another wonderful episode of Quizzing Members. Of late, it has become my favorite thing to do. Fantastic quizzing as always. No question went unanswered. All of you were so good. There was actually very close fight.
For the second.
Yeah, I want to say that, but then I thought, but it was very close. Like I think when Pavan passed the anonymous animals funda, I was like, I don't know what will happen, but the Vietnam War answer sort of like cemented his this thing. But we'll check. We'll have a look at the score. Abhishek had 15 in the first half. In the second half, Abhishek got Mayhem and the anonymous animals in Google Drive. So 6 plus 13, 19 in the second half. And Abhishek ends on 34. So well done, Abhishek. Girish had 22 in the first half. In the second half, Girish got Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, Dwayne Johnson funda, and 5 points for heavy water. Okay, so 16 plus 22. Abhishek ends just ahead of, Girish ends just ahead of Abhishek with 38 points. Okay, then we come to Pranav. Pranav had 7 in the first half, had remarkably better second half with 10 points each for petrol/gasoline for the perfume question, and for one more Pranav got, no?
Ick factor.
And the ick factor. So Pranav ends on 27. And the winner of the quiz, defending his throne, 36 in the first half. In the second half, he got Dijon Mustard, 12 points, and 10 for Vietnam War, Saigon. Pavan is the winner with 58 points. Okay.
Congratulations.
So Pavan, we'll see you soon with a set of new challenges, but great stuff from all three of you. Not trying to patronize. You were fantastic. Just that Pavan was slightly better. But big shout out to Abhishek, who has always been with us from offline quizzing to online quizzing. Girish, our great debutant. Girish, we'll see you soon. As you've seen with Abhishek, people who don't manage to win can also come back in a later episode for a shot again.
I hope to come again next time.
Yes, so 30, you were the runner-up actually of this, so fantastic stuff. And Pranav, some fantastic answers. You were up against Pavan, and all of you did really, really well. Pranav, I hope to see you soon as well. Congratulations, Pavan. We'll see you again in another episode. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Giri.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.